Welcome, beautiful people. The Sports Buds are back. We had our bye week last week. Sorry about that. I was sick as a dog, having computer troubles. Nick was having hurricane issues there in
Yes.
Florida. Mr. Reyes, Tony Parlay, moving cross country from Arizona to Western New York. If I'm not
Somewhere in New
mistaken,
York.
somewhere in New
Somewhere.
York. I don't know how New York works other than New York City. I'm pretty sure they get that a lot where you're going to be. Anyways, welcome back. We're the Sports Buds. It's week 5. We're back with some power rankings. We're back with some picks. We did do picks last week, so we're up to date. We just didn't tell you about them. So welcome back, gentlemen. First, let's introduce Nick Kerr off to my whatever side he's on. Welcome back, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I like the way you put that. This was our bye week, so I guess even
now it's
we're
nothing but expectations from here on out for the rest of the season.
I mean, I would have rather had the bye week later in the season, but an early bye, we can get in our groove and finish the season strong. I'm doing good. We didn't have too much damage over here on the east coast of Florida. It got mostly on the west coast, but doing all right. But I'd like to hear more about where Tony is in New York, because are you near Buffalo?
Dude, I'm somewhere in central New York, like by Ithaca. So
okay, road trip.
road trip. That's right. Couple hours from Buffalo.
Yeah, how are you a couple hours from Buffalo? You're on the East Coast. I thought everything was like shouldn't you be like an hour from Washington D.C. or something?
I don't think it's that close. Couple hours.
Well, wherever you are, we're glad you're back. I'm over here at Yankee Stadium, just waiting for Aaron Judge to cut into this broadcast at any given moment with another home run for apparently a record that I didn't know existed. Apparently Barry Bonds never played baseball, but fuck all that. This is a football show. Let's jump into some football. Gentlemen, it's been a couple weeks, so I want to hear some football thoughts because a lot has happened. So, of course, let's start with Nick. Nick, tell us your football thoughts about the last couple weeks. It's been a rough one there in Florida. And I'm not just talking about the hurricane.
Yes.
Ouch.
It has been a rough couple weeks. Since the last time we really talked, it was I was on my high after that Buffalo game. Since then, there's been debate on whether Tua had a concussion during that game. I still don't believe he did, but a report will come out tomorrow. You guys will probably, I think the report will probably be out before you see this, but he did suffer a concussion during that Thursday night game. We do have Teddy Bridgewater starting this week against the Jets. I'm happy he's okay, because we all saw it that when he got thrown down on Thursday night against the Bengals, it looked bad. I'm glad he got out of the hospital okay. He was able to travel with the team. And from everything I've heard out of Dolphins camp, he's in the building, high spirits. And I just hope he has a... Now I'm just stuck.
Well, you're kind of like the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, right, pretty much.
You're kind of like the Miami Dolphins. You're just stuck. You're just stuck right now. But you're trying to tell us pre-show that this Dolphins team is scheme dependent, like Shanahan and the Niners.
All right, I'll jump in there. So I think Teddy Bridgewater will have a good game against the Jets. I think this team, it's Mike McDaniel's team. He can interplace these pieces. So I think that out of the Miami Dolphins camp right now, everything seems good. We'll see how it happens on Sunday.
Yeah, I will ask this. Why McGruber? Why did he decide to watch McGruber on the flight home for Tua? Interesting choice when you're concussed. I will say that. So Tony, how about you? Your thoughts on the last couple weeks with the football?
Football knowledge without watching football. Pretty interesting to consume this sport through other people, intermediaries, I guess, and just reading and hearing what people say. People hyping this Eagles team up, hearing a lot about that. This Patrick Mahomes guy showing that he is back. And then, like I said, some of these teams, they're just done. We can bury them. We just know.
Like
Come
who?
on.
Like who?
These teams that are done, time to bury them. Oh, you're ready.
I'm
Undertaker.
all ears.
The teams that we can bury right now.
I said the Colts. I think.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Seriously, they had so much hype coming in. They were your Super Bowl pick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
what
I
have they
would call
done?
them done. Like,
I mean,
It's not looking good.
Matt
especially
Ryan
in the
does not.
AFC,
Matt Ryan
like,
has not looked the
everyone's-
same since 28-3.
Hey, Nick has got that dirt on the Colts coffin. They're in the hole, man. They're in the hole. I think I kind of agree with Nick. I think they're dunzos. I
I
don't
don't
see
know
where they
about
get
that,
better.
but like I said, like it
We'll-
seems
we'll
like the
see tomorrow
AFC isn't quite what it was hyped up to be, and everybody's pretty close so far. Is my estimation from the last couple of weeks, and that other than the Chiefs, like everybody's just kind of mediocre.
Dude,
Chiefs and the Bills. We'll give Bills a little bit of credit.
I mean, I will. I lost my train of thought earlier, but I will back that up by saying the Dolphins' schedule the next 6 or 7 games is very favorable, especially with the way some of these teams have been playing. Because right now we got the Jets, Vikings. I believe we have the Steelers, Lions, and Bears. So those are all very winnable games.
I don't know.
Even with Teddy
I-
Bridgewater as quarterback.
Are you playing the Vikings in prime time?
we are
that's
playing
another
the,
team.
we are playing the Vikings in Miami, so we'll have that 12th man.
Because you're playing them at the 4 o'clock Eastern time. Like
Is it a 4 o'clock game?
that guy's
I
hot.
believe it's a 1 o'clock game, so that game will be hot. So they will be in those purple jerseys.
Then you
October
start,
5th.
To see if they have the same problems the Bills had.
like that guy from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. He's fire. Can't be beat. All right, gentlemen. Let's jump into it. Let's do some power rankings for the week. Not that they matter, but hey, let's do them anyway. Start with Tony. Tony, power rankings. Start with number 5. Work your way.
The Bucks. The
right.
Bucks. The Bucks. Number 5.
All right. Nick, who you got? Number 5.
I also have the Bucks.
Well, you guys are giving the Bucks way too much credit. My number 5, the Cowboys. Like, hey,
Cooper Rush train, baby.
this is a week-to-week power
Yeah.
rankings, but the Cowboys looking pretty good. Cooper Rush looking pretty good.
Hey, I tried to tell y'all there's going to be a QB controversy when Dak comes back. Told you,
honestly,
Cooper Rush
there
is going to run the
is.
table.
We laughed at him, but there kind of is. All right, Tony, who you got at 4?
The Niners.
All right, Nick.
I got the Dolphins.
Okay. I couldn't get it to the Dolphins, like I said, pre-show, like until I figure out when Tua is gonna be back. I don't know what to expect from that team, because I, for one, know what to expect from Teddy Bridgewater, and sorry, he just ain't it. So, my number 4, I went to the Packers, even though they pulled out a squeaker with the Patriots. Still think they're a pretty good team, actually. Tony.
The Packers aren't a good team. Come on now. It's just Aaron
I
Rodgers.
was just asking for your number 3. I didn't really want your fucking opinion.
People miss my insight on the Packers. Come on, that's analysis right there. Number 3, the Bills. Better than the Packers. You're welcome.
Nick, who do you got at number 3?
Number 3, I got the Eagles. They're still undefeated, top team in the NFC.
Why so low?
Because you'll see my 2-1.
All right. That's what we call a teaser, folks. My number 3 is the Bills. Like, they ended up beating the Ravens this week and coming back, and still pretty good team as well. So give them some credit. Tony, who you got at number 2?
That Eagles team, undefeated. I got to give them a little bit of respect, but not too much.
Before I jump to Nick, I have Eagles at number 2 as well. So Nick, who do you have at number 2?
I got the Chiefs because I think right now these AFC teams are better than these NFC teams.
I don't know about that, but we'll go on. Tony, who is your number 1?
The Chiefs.
Okay. I had Chiefs as well for my number 1. So Nick, who is your number 1?
I got the Bills.
Okay. So what's up? Why you have the Bills over the Chiefs, and you have the Eagles as low as you do?
I mean, with the Bills, you look at who they played so far. Their 1 loss is against the Dolphins, and they just beat that Ravens team in a comeback. Though they get more credit than the Dolphins do for coming back against the Ravens, but because their only losses against the Dolphins, and like just how when the Dolphins were at 5 and they beat the Bills when I had them at 1. It's based on the season so far. So I think so far the Bills are probably the best team.
That's an accounting brain at work right
Yeah.
there. That's for sure.
It may not make much sense coming out of my mouth. It makes sense up here though.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony, tell us a little bit of a justification for your number 1.
Dude, what is Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes. What the hell? What the hell, man? Why is he just gonna do that shit whenever he wants? That's just mean.
Starting to sound like me now. Every goddamn week. All right. Those are our power rankings brought to you by nobody. We're going to move on to our spreads results. So like I said, we did do our picks, just didn't share them with you. Sorry about that. Everybody needs a bye week. But to recap, week 4 results. Tony ended up pulling out one, 10-4-2. We had 2 pushes last week. Me, I went 8-6-2. Got all the morning games right. Then just got all the afternoon games wrong. So that's what happened there. But hey, better than previous weeks. And then Nick, will change the pace for him. 6-8-2.
Yeah, mine went down real whole after the Thursday night game.
Oh, good. It's a long season. It's 18-week season. Got some time. We'll get there. So far for the season, Tony still at number 1, 58%. Nick, number 2, 50%. And me, 40%. Like I said, long season. Just like I said with Brady, it's the long con.
That's what Giselle just ran, huh?
She's a good witch, man. She's a good witch. All right, let's jump into it. Week 5 spreads, Thursday night football. God damn it, my Denver Broncos. I didn't jump into it earlier, but man, they got me depressed. They lose to 0-3 Raiders last week. Josh McDaniels, game you just absolutely can't lose. we did it and we didn't look good. And then we lost Javonte Williams in the process. Also probably lost Randall Gregory for some time. So not a good week. I'm definitely not hyped up about this game, but we got Colts at Mile High. Denver favored by a field goal. I will start with Mr. Tony Parlay. Who do you got in this game?
This game is a dirty push. I looked at that line and I was like, gross, this is a push. Both these teams are in the same situation. They have new quarterbacks in disappointing situations here. And then Denver's having to overcome that stuff. And then, like we were talking post or pre-show, Colts stink, man. They're done. We can bury them. That O-line, that stinks. Someone else in that AFC South will win that division. I'd even take the Texans in the long run over the Colts this season. They stink. But Colts +3 is my pick.
Josh Jacobs looked like basically AP in his prime last week against the Denver Broncos, and so you have Jonathan Taylor possibly coming back this week, and so possibly see a lot of yardage out of him. We'll see, but I have the Denver Broncos. Nick, who do you have?
I have the Broncos as well, and it's back to what we said before. I don't think this Colts team is good, and what Tony was just saying, this AFC South winner, I mean, maybe the Jags, but it could be an under 500 team.
They're bad.
Yet again. Damn it. All right, moving on. We got Giants at Packers. Got Green Bay favored by 8 in this one. This is one we all agree in. So I'm going to let Mr. NFC East expert talk about this game. Tony Parlay, tell us why we're all picking the Giants.
Dude, did you guys all listen to my Packers rant from earlier in the power rankings and you guys changed your picks? Like, what's going on? I know Aaron Rodgers is a douche, but I don't know. 8 points. It is the London game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know. Aaron Rodgers was just fooling around with Bill Belichick last game instead of like winning the game. So I don't know how committed he is to winning right now. I don't know who the Giants quarterback is going to be though. It's going to be close, but 8 points. Saquon can do some magic. Let me take those 8 points. That's what we're all betting on. NFC East Saquon. What do you got?
I agree with you. I mean, I still believe that the Packers win this game, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than 8 points.
Yeah, I watched that Pats game last week. Packers, like I said, I think they're good, but they're still just they're playing to their competition right now. Still got some things to figure out. What do you guys think about these London games? I personally enjoy waking up in the morning, although last week I will admit woke up a little late, forgot this game was on in the morning, but was pleasantly surprised to just watch another half of football. But what about you East Coast gentlemen? What do you think about these London games?
Honestly, I forgot there was a London game last week and I did not watch it.
You didn't miss much. You didn't miss much.
Riveting sports coverage here at the Sports Budz, as always. Hey, bye week. We need them. We all need them, people. Seahawks, Saints, New Orleans favored by 5.5. Nick, I will start with you. Me and you have the same pick. Tell us why we have that pick.
We're going with the Seahawks, and I think that Geno Smith hasn't played bad this year, and Jameis Winston is just prone to not playing great. So that's my opinion.
Hey,
it may not be great.
Man has a broken back. Give him a little bit of credit. Yeah. Tony, tell us why we're wrong. Tell us why you're picking broken back Jameis.
Give me, even if it's backup Andy Dalton, I'll take it. You guys hear yourselves? You're like trying to hype up Geno Smith. What is happening? How long have I been in that car? Now Geno Smith's like a good quarterback. What's happening, guys? Calm down. No. Saints are winning that game at home. Good defense. Alvin Kamara's been drunk half this season. What happened to him? I don't know. We need a highlight game from him. Alvin Kamara, big game. Saints win this game. Happening. Sorry, Seahawks. You stink.
I say Seahawks cover. On to the next one. Texans at Jags. Jags favored by a touchdown. Something I haven't uttered in probably years.
I know. I was surprised when I saw that.
All right. Tony, who you got in this one?
Sticking my neck out and picking the Texans, you crazy fools. 7 points? Come on, that's disrespect within the division.
I know, but
Come
the
on
Texans
now.
are probably going to have the number 1 pick this year. And do
Why?
they actually have the number 1 pick, or do they trade it away somewhere else?
No, they probably have it.
They're bad.
Probably-
Texans are
they
bad.
They are bad.
Um,
And it just shows how bad I think that the Colts are as well, because that 0-3-1, that one is with the Colts.
Yep.
Texans are covering. They're covering.
I don't think they are. I think Jags back at home. That South Florida humidity gets to the Texans a little bit. So yeah, I have Jags in that game. Nick,
I also got the Jags. I don't think the humidity will be as much of a factor because Houston's pretty hot as well. But I
play
think
indoors though. They play indoors.
that is true. That is true. But I think the Jags will cover this at home.
Weatherman Bill got you on that correction.
That
They
is
play
true.
indoors though, so they don't know what the weather is like. They
They,
don't walk
they
outside.
do live in it though. They do live in it.
That's
They
right.
do live in it. They do live in it. Playing in it, a whole different fucking thing.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Steelers, Bills, Kenny Pickett time. Buffalo Bills favored by 2 touchdowns. Nick, who do you got in this one?
I think just based on this line, I'm going to take the Steelers because obviously the Bills are still going to win this unless Kenny Pickett pulls a miracle. But I think that 14-point spread is just too high.
I agree with you. 14 points, way too much. Kenny Pickett probably comes in, works a little magic, gets them within, single digits, I say.
Because that is a good team around him. He's got Najee Harris and a plethora of wide receivers around him.
You're giving him more credit than I will. Tony, who are you giving credit in this game?
Clearly to Kenny Pickett's entourage, who you guys have been hanging out with, because he stinks. He threw 3 interceptions last week. Let me go ahead and tell you, Nick, just like you said, the Colts are done. The Steelers are done. Bury them. October 5th, Tony's burying the Steelers. This season will just be seen as like the Kenny Pickett development season a couple years down the line. They are done. They're going to be in like the top 5, top 10 of the draft easy. They stink. Bills are going to roll them. Like they
By
stink.
over like 15 points?
It's in Buffalo. They're just going to roll them. Kenny Pickett stinks. He's a rookie. He doesn't know how to play. Like he stunk last week and a half. They like took out Trubisky, and Kenny Pickett came in and threw like 2 or 3 picks.
He did score 2 touchdowns though. He had 2 rushing touchdowns.
Stinks, Nick. He stinks. They're done. They're
He
done.
took 2 rushing touchdowns away from Najee Harris, which I was pissed about.
They're done. Steelers done. Bury him.
Steelers fans, Yins can send your hate mail to Central New York.
I said we do.
Tony
We do
Parlay.
have one Steelers subscriber. So
That's right. Hey, your Steelers, they're done. Bury them. Start looking at the draft. Next season is your year.
I feel
Wow.
like they
Look at
could.
him.
I feel like they could like technically still win that division, but
Come on, dude. Be realistic.
I kind of am.
Kind of are. Kenny Pickett winning the AFC North in 2022. No.
Stranger things have happened in the NFL. All right, we go to the NFC South. Falcons at Bucks. Bucks favored by 8.5. I'm gonna go with Tony Parlay. Who do you got in this game?
The Bucks. I wanted to pick the Falcons so bad, but the Bucks have to bounce back after that embarrassment on national TV. They're going to come out and they're going to spank the Falcons.
Nick, who you got in this game?
I'm also going with the Bucks. Same reason Tony just said, plus all the recent news with Tom Brady. He's going to come out there and.
No, that 8.5. First off, guys just being bad betters.
Bad betters.
Bad betters coming in here with emotion. That 8.5 is fucking sneaky. No, it's a division battle. I'm giving it to the Falcons.
I think Cordell Patterson's out.
No, still, I'm not baiting.
Yeah, I don't believe in that market.
I'm not baiting it. Not baiting it. We'll go on to from South, the NFC North, Bears at Vikings. Vikings favored by touchdown. Nick, who do you got in this game?
I see the Vikings covering at home.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. In the words of Tony, this Bears team stinks. They fucking stink. I'm not picking them, especially when they're playing the Vikings at home. Sorry, Bears fans, but your team, they fucking stink. That actually probably is the one team I would bury in the fucking league right now because they stink. Tony, who you got?
Oh, I completely agree with you. Let's just dig another plot right next to the Steelers. We'll throw the Bears right in there. But 7 points, 100% going to be a push. Guarantee you some bullshit's going to happen at the end of that game with a Kirk Cousins interception or a fumble return, and the Bears are going to return it or something, and they're only going to lose by 7. Guarantee they're going to push that.
But there have been plenty of missed field goals and extra points this season so far. I think
that is true.
That may happen, and then the Bears luck, they will miss that extra point.
Vikings and missed field goals. What could go wrong? Let's go on to the next game. We got the Tennessee Titans at the Washington Commanders. Tennessee favored by 2.5 in this game. I just gotta laugh at Tony's note. So we'll start with him. Tony, who do you got in this game?
All right. First of all, you might as well just call me a gravedigger because I'll bury the Commanders right there, right next to the Steelers and right next to the Colts and the Bears. The Commanders, they stink. I call them the commies. They stink. They're going to cover this spread. This is a trick spread. Trick, trap right here, Vegas. I seen it. 2.5 points for the Titans. Commanders at home. Commanders, this is an upset pick. Commanders win this weekend. Commanders pick. They're winning this game this weekend. I seen this trap from a mile away. Commanders win. Carson Wentz isn't good. That team's not good, but they're going to win this weekend because that's how the league works.
What kind of fucking analysis is that? Carson
So
Wentz.
I agree with all his points about they stink and stink and stink.
But they're gonna win the game.
But I don't think this Titans team is very good either. But I think they pull it out with like a late minute field goal or something like that.
Yeah, Titans at least winning with the field goal. Commanders, they do. It's not so much the Commanders. Actually, yeah. Like we've actually
seen the Commanders.
No. Last season, like we saw that they actually have some like pretty decent skill players on both sides of the ball. Who really fucking stinks on this team is Carson Wentz. Get this guy the fuck out of the league. Blast this guy to the fucking moon. I'm done. I'm done with this guy. I'm watching the bad football that he produces. Fuck you, Carson Wentz. Like, launch him away. Another people you should fucking launch away. Dan Snyder, you fucking suck. But we'll move on to the next game. Let's go with the AFC South. We got Miami Dolphins, New York Jets. Miami favored by a field goal. We'll start with Dolphins aficionado and expert, Mr. Nick Kerr. Who do you got in this game?
One correction, AFC East.
Oh wow, that's right.
between the Dolphins and the Jets. I am going to take my Miami Dolphins. I think even with Teddy Bridgewater, this Jets team is not good. I think the Dolphins win by a lot more than 3.
Yeah, Dolphins should be in the AFC South.
Yeah.
That's a discussion for another
I agree with
time.
that. I completely agree with that. But here we are.
I have the Dolphins as well. I think even with Teddy Bridgewater, they'll beat Zach, the mom banker Wilson, and the Jets. They won't have enough. Tony, tell me why I'm wrong.
Sometimes you just gotta roll with the Cougar life. Zach Wilson and the Jets. They're gonna win this game. I'm sorry, Nick. Because I won't do it to you guys yet. The Dolphins aren't going into the cemetery yet. But you guys are definitely in the ER. You're in the ER, close to getting buried. Close to getting buried, man. Tua was like the soul of that team. And now I gotta see this. I gotta see this scheme dependent Shanahan run game shit around Bridgewater. And I gotta see that shit in action. Because I don't know if we're seeing Tua for like a couple months. I have no idea.
I think he's back in 3 to 4 weeks.
I agree with that. I think he'll be back by the Pittsburgh game, but
the Pittsburgh month? We'll see.
I still think the Dolphins can win this division easily.
Yes. And like I said before, I think the schedule coming up is very favorable for them. The team around Tua and Teddy Bridgewater has a lot of speed.
I know. It's creative. It's a good team, but I just don't know if Tua is better than Bridgewater.
He is. I agree.
So I just don't know if you'll be able to go ahead and survive that downgrade. And then if the Jets beat you guys, and then it's kind of just like, I don't know. It'll be challenging. It'll be challenging for sure. You'll need Tua to come back and be to a level if you have any chance of winning that division.
I think we'll be all right. Mark my words.
I'm hoping it'll be all right.
October 5th. So mark my words.
Mark his words. That's right. All right. But Jets, they win this one. They win this one at home.
No.
Billings says no. Nick says no.
No, Jets and shit.
All right.
All right. Moving on to Chargers at Browns. Chargers favored by 2.5. Browns home dog. I surprisingly am going with my AFC West rival here, the Chargers. I think they easily win by over a field goal in this game. Browns, not good. Sorry, Tony. Hate to break it to you. Not good. Nick, tell me why you got the Browns.
I'm taking the Browns because I see Justin Herbert putting up probably like 400 yards, 3 interceptions, 2 ran back for touchdowns, and the Browns win. Because Justin Herbert puts up a lot of stats, but at the end of the day, he's never had a winning record. He just finds ways to lose games. And for that, I see the Browns at home taking this game.
I'm starting to feel like the guy that's watched football the last 2 weeks. And the other 2 people have not. Tony, what do you got in this game? Well, we know who you got. Tell us why. Browns.
Weather game. Browns gonna win because of the
weather game.
Yep. Weather game. It's gonna fuck that team up. Weather's coming off the lake. Sorry, Chargers. You guys are getting fucked by the weather. Happens every year. There's always a weird ass Browns weather game. This is one.
It's early October, but
calling it.
It's probably gonna be like 80 degrees in that game.
Weird Browns weather game. Calling it.
All right. Next game up, we have the Detroit Lions, New England Patriots. New England favored by a field goal. Let's start with Nick. Interesting pick. Who you got?
I'm taking the Lions. Sneaky pick because I read a stat that the Lions have scored more points than anyone in the NFL. and I believe they're 1-3. I think they keep riding that Dan Campbell high, and this Patriots team is sitting in the bottom of the AFC East right now. They are not the team of old.
So the Lions this year, they have scored 140 points, but they've also given away 141 points
Yeah.
and are 1-3. Tony, what do you got in this game?
I got the Patriots. And I think it sucks to say this, but I don't think Dan Campbell is the guy. I think that there are two types of coaches, and there are like rah-rah coaches, and then there are like coaches with like X's and O's that can out-execute another coach. And I think like Mike McDaniel would probably be like a good counter to what Dan Campbell is, a coach like that. And I just don't think that wins in the league anymore. And I think that we really like this Dan Campbell guy, but I don't think he's ever going to get Detroit past these other teams. And I just think that he has a very talented team. And I don't think they're gonna reach expectations. I think they're gonna be pretty disappointing. I think we're gonna see them in a lot of games like this season where they could have won that game and they lost. And it's gonna be a bunch of high scoring games like this. Instead of those low scoring games of 24-21, they lose 35-32, 38-35. But yeah, so I picked the Patriots. I just think that he's just not the dude.
Tony, sadly, on many fronts, I agree with you on all your points. I am picking the Pats, kind of out on the Lions. I'm out on Dan Campbell. I don't think it's working there. You need something different. He's probably great as a fucking coordinator. Great. That fucking energy, you need that. But as a head coach, doesn't seem to be translating, unfortunately. As we know, I'm a huge Lions fan, huge Dan Campbell fan, Dan the Man Campbell. And yeah, just not working out this season, even though that offense has looked fucking electric. And it kind of just feels like a waste, unfortunately, which bums me out. So yeah, I agree with you, Tony. I'm out of the Lions. We got the Pats. Moving on. We have San Francisco 49ers, fresh off a win at the Carolina Panthers. Niners, favored by 6.5. Nick, who do you have in this one?
I'm going to take the Panthers. I think the Niners probably still win this game, but it'll be a lot closer than that score.
Tony?
Trap game right here. Big old trap. West Coast team traveling east. And just want to let you know, Panthers, they're in this plot hole next to me. They stink. They're done. Baker Mayfield, he sucks. This Panthers team is bad. Matt Rule, is he going to make it to Halloween? I don't know. They're still covering this spread. Let me tell you that. But yes, Panthers.
Second game this week. Tony has been like, everything about this team fucking stinks. I'm picking them though.
That's right. They're covering. They're covering. They'll still lose, but they're covering this spread.
Another team I'm out on the Panthers. I'm out on Baker Mayfield. They stink. I'm picking the Niners still in this game. I think they win easily by over a touchdown this game. Yeah. Baker, your days are numbered. I'm sorry, man. You're not it. You've been exposed at this point. Browns kind of right in regards of moving on from you. The other half of it, no, they're not right. I won't give them credit for that. Yeah, Baker Mayfield just wasn't the answer. So Eagles at the Arizona Cardinals. Philadelphia favored by 5.5. Tony, who do you got in this game?
Cardinals, too many points. Best team the Eagles have played in the Jalen Hurts era.
Okay. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts, hatred continues. Nick, who do you have in this game?
I don't. I also got the Cardinals in this game. I think opposite of what Tony said last time, the East Coast traveling west. I think have something on them, and I don't believe in this team and this Philadelphia team. I think they suffered their first loss this week.
Man, I've got lots of Lonely Island games this week. I'm picking the Eagles. I think they're a pretty damn good team. That pass rush is amazing. Jalen Hurts is looking good. That offense is just clicking right now. And then Cardinals are the opposite of that. Kyler Murray just looks lost. Their offense looks lost. And their defense just looks like kind of a shell of themselves the last few years. So I'm going with the Eagles. Moving on, we got the Cooper Kush. The Los Angeles Rams. Rams favored by 5.5. We all agree in this one. We're all going with the Cooper Kush. Nick, why are you picking the Cooper Kush?
I think the Cowboys keep riding this high with them, and when Dak comes back, there's going to be a controversy. I told you guys.
He did indeed.
He's going to run the table. I don't think it's any different right now. This Rams team does not look like the same team from last year.
Yeah. That's the big reason why I'm picking against the Rams. They just have not looked good this season. Something looks off there. Aaron Donald probably should have just retired, in all honesty. Like he still looks good, but the defense, no, not so much. I got the Cowboys as well. So that leaves us with our Buckaroo Bonsai Cowboy expert over here, Mr. Tony Parlay. Tell us about the Cowboys. Why you got Cooper Kush?
Just when I thought I was out, they brought me back in. 3 straight wins. Best defense in the league. Micah Parsons is a demon out there, having to just get double teamed by these teams every week. They just got all kinds of teams coming in there, just getting pressure on the quarterback, sacking them all kinds. Matt Stafford's throwing a pick 6, guaranteed against the Cowboys, probably to Trayvon Diggs. Like, you just know this is happening. The Cowboys are winning that game. Like Nick said, there'll be a little quarterback controversy, but I do think the defense is the reason they're winning those games and not the quarterback.
All right. I'm Nick. He was on to something. I think there is going to be a little bit of a QB controversy when Dak comes back. If Dak comes out there and doesn't play well at first, they might be hollering for Coop.
That's how it always happens with Cowboys quarterbacks.
Yeah,
they just.
Dak should know. All right. Sunday night football. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. Divisional matchup there. Baltimore only favored by a field goal here. Let's start with Tony Parlay. Who you got in this one?
Bengals are winning this game. The Ravens defense stinks. Like, in that ER next to Tua is the defensive coordinator for the Ravens. I don't know what's happening there. He stinks. They just keep giving up games. Bengals, they're winning that game.
I disagree with you. I think I've watched a full game of both these teams right now, and clearly that Ravens team looks a lot better. That is the game against the Bengals. The Dolphins were in that game until late, and they were in there with a backup quarterback. Short week. This I don't think that this Bengals team can do anything with Lamar. I think Lamar Jackson has a big game, Sunday Night Football at home. I think this game is not even close.
I'm going with the Ravens as well. Like Lamar Jackson, honestly, like I think he's an MVP candidate, like him and Jalen Hurts. I just know that Jalen Hurts can't carry that momentum throughout the whole season. Sorry, I am high on the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, but no, like he's not gonna carry that momentum. Whereas like I know Lamar Jackson can carry that momentum. He's good. If that dude stays healthy, he is good. The problem with the Ravens is just their defense stinks. They got a really bad defense. So I don't know whatever announcements they have this week. I'm sure we'll talk about it on the post game. Tony speculated that they're going to fire Harbaugh. I think they're probably going to announce Lamar Jackson is resigning personally. Also, like I would also say it's most likely like they might be firing some coordinators as well. But yeah, like Ravens, I think they'll bounce back. Like they just got some issues right now, and they need to get that defense fucking working. And that might come with just firing some coordinators and changing things up there. So, final game of the week, another divisional matchup, AFC West, Monday Night Football. We got the Las Vegas Raiders, Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs favored by a touchdown. Let's start with Mr. Nick Kerr on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Raiders in this game. I believe the Chiefs still win this, but the Raiders have found a way to be in the game toward the end, whether it's they're leading and they lose it at the end, or they won last week. Sorry, Chris. But I think they're in this late. I think we have a good Monday night matchup. We may see some kind of a shootout, but the Chiefs will pull it out. But I think it'll be a lot closer than 7 points.
Tony, who do you got?
Chiefs win big. McDaniel's dumb. He doesn't know what to do. And Mahomes right now is just on this prime time mode where it don't matter. He's just showing everyone that he's just throwing it up, guys. He's just throwing it up into W's. He's just throwing it up into W's because I don't know what to describe that Tampa Bay performance was. That was just some nonsense. So, yeah, Chiefs win big. Sorry.
I agree. The Raiders come back to reality this week, like actually play a competent coach and a competent team. And yeah, Josh McDaniels isn't it. The Raiders aren't it. I think Chiefs win big on this. If anything, you get a push in this game and the Chiefs win. But yeah, like I'm still down big on the Raiders. Just in general, it just means the Broncos suck. I'm sorry. But yeah. All right, gentlemen. Those are our picks for week 5 of the NFL. Good to be back. Good to see your faces. Surviving hurricanes, surviving cross-country moves, surviving illnesses, surviving children, all those fun things. We did it. We're back. We're ready to win some games. Thank you for being with us here, still fans. And yep, can only go big from here. So check us out, Sports Budz. Oh, we got Aaron Judge cutting into a game right now. Let's check his at bat. I'll move out of the way. Thank you for joining the Sports Budz, and we will catch you on the post-game show on Monday.
Thanks for watching the Sports Budz. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe.